What's up? Hey, it's your old pal Dr. Teeth sitting here just jamming in the bomb shelter. Anyway, just careful because I'm coming at you with more music and fun. If you not careful, you just may learn something before we're done. Maybe we better not go there. Yeah, learning something is slightly overrated experience as in kids. Yeah. Anyway, all right. So blah blah blah. Movies. More on the movie terrain. Yeah. Okay. You might remember. You might not. Back a couple of 3 or 4 weeks ago, I did the Quatermass experiment. And I'm going to forego Quatermass 2, and I'm going to go all the way up to 1967 when Hammer Films released Quatermass in the Pit, or as I knew it when I was a youngin', 5 Million Years to Earth. Now, this came out and I think was playing, might have been playing network TV for the first time. I'm not sure. Whatever it was like, I was all pumped. It was like, I'm all excited. I want to see this. And I had I was mistaking it for another movie. It was like 20 million light years to Earth. Something like it was a Ray Harryhausen monster flick that I'd had hyped up to me. And, it wound up being a completely different movie from that. It was kind of long and talky and kind of flew over my head. It was something about this, weird spaceship type concoction craft or whatever being found in a subway in Britain, and too many, just the aliens all looked like the bodies retrieved of the aliens looked a lot like locusts or something, and then there was this big to do and some image that looked like the devil up in the sky, and kind of heroic dude ends up riding a crane into it and destroying it. And it wound up being the end of he ends up dying in the process. It ends up being the end of the movie. And the other two main characters are just slumped over by the side of the road looking tired and afraid while the city burns, which is kind of a cool ending. But yeah, I watched it. Most of it flew over my head. Cool ending. Um, Walked back upstairs where my mom and dad had the same movie going. And they looked at me and said, "Yeah, how'd you like the devil?" I'm like, "Yeah, it wasn't really a devil, though. It's like a alien locust image projection thingy." And of course I was, just like, devil, how lame. Come on, devil. Get out of here with you, devil. And this is probably a few years before The Exorcist came out and made the devil cool again. But anyway, flash forward and I catch it, a number of years later, and it was kind of like, okay, yeah, it's pretty good. It's still, of course, it was like probably peak Chuck alcoholism, and so I was probably very drunk when I saw it, but it seemed good enough. Still kind of went past me because I, was seeing double at the time, but I recall it being pretty good. So I finally, I was getting on the Quatermass train and checking out the movies and whatnot. And it was like, what I can't find anywhere streaming is 5 Million Years to Earth, aka Quatermass in the Pit. And my birthday had been coming up, and Mondo Heather did me a mitzvah, and she went and she went and got it for me. So, Quatermass in the Pit was in my jazz little hands, and I grabbed onto him. I was really psyched, and enjoy the movie thoroughly. and written by written by Nigel Neal, I think, with a bunch of doctoring or whatever else, and based on I think the third season of the show, but uh, after Brian Donlevy had done the role for the past couple of movies, and Nigel Neal, no bones about it, did not like him in that role at all. They got Andrew Keir to come in, and Andrew Keir is terrific, in my opinion. I really liked him in the role. James Donald playing I think he's an archaeologist or a paleontologist, and Barbara Shelley is the leading lady who works with him, and then Gillian Glover is the kind of angry, nasty kind of stiff upper lip general, which is the kind of role he played so well, and who just is not having any of it and is just trying to put a lid on the whole thing and avoid any public outcry or anything like that. And yeah, really cool movie involving the weird spacecraft thing that is uncovered, along with a bunch of strange ancient skeletons, and in this tunnel that's being worked on for the London Underground in Hobbs End, and they Quatermass and this general also get involved, and basically after a bunch of weird back and forth, they finally, after just finding these fossilized 5 million-year-old skeletons, they're just very odd looking. They finally are able to access this ship, which is made of a substance like no device known to man can penetrate. And it opens up and pretty much letting them in. I don't know. It just basically, it's like, yeah, you can't get into me if you try, but here, I'll crack a door open for you. And they find these preserved creatures who look like, just child size, garden gnome sized locusts, and they pull them out of these glass encasements, and they start decomposing immediately. But they're able to save some like samples and whatnot, and preserve maybe the bodies before they can rot in some kind of preservative. And it all gets very exciting and very scary, and there's kind of a great interweaving of mythos in this whole thing, from like Celtic runes, I guess, and symbolizing certain things like pentacles or something, and some of this other stuff, and kind of dovetailing to that, and the Christian religions, and whatnot, and what else, and basically people are able to tap into use this machine to tap into these ancient, like, cultural memories of these hordes of locust creatures that are teeming around Mars or whatever, killing each other and carrying out pogroms and ethnic cleansings on each other and whatever, and they very much seem to believe in racial purity. And so then they come down and start interfering with the genomes of life on Earth. And so when they unlock this hive mind, you find out all kinds of people start going crazy and ripping each other apart in the street. Just going nuts. You know, the city is, like I said, city is burning eventually, and yeah, and then suddenly just the Martian consciousness and the cultural footprint of all this stuff dovetails into it, and there's big image of a devil floating over the city, or it's a devil or a locust or whatever memory, whatever distant ancestral memory of our Nazi locust genetic engineer forebears are, and how we translate that into ideas of the devil and whatever else. And yeah, man, I love this movie. It's a great movie. It's just a lot of fun. I know, like, particularly with modern audiences, they might think it's a little talky. For my money, it moves. They could have made it longer. They could have added a little more to it. They could have fleshed out the characters a little more. They could have added a little more dialogue, a little more exposition. Yeah, I know a lot of folks hate the exposition dumps. I'm kind of into them, just if they're done right. And yeah, Quatermass in the Pit. Thumbs up, baby. Thumbs way up.